Why?
First of all, she's dingy, and now she's dingy. She was dingy before, and I tried to pump it up. But she reminds me of people that have a lot of business sense, but lack a whole lot of other stuff. She just does not hit a problem connecting the dots. And I like that about her, but at the same time, she's hopeful, and she's very optimistic. And that's what I think I really like more about her. She believes in what is possible. And that's what I think I like about her. Even though she goes about it all backwards, but don't we all?
Well, very often when we like a character the most, the character we may like the most offers us particular challenges in realizing their character. Why don't you talk a little bit about the challenges in, making her whole, making her real, making her jump off the page? Even though you like her.
I thought you were going to say they're usually more like you.
Oh, you? I'll let you say that.
No, she's not. She's not. I don't, and you know this, Maria, I don't find coming up with characters all that difficult. I have like a way that I go about creating personalities, but first and foremost, usually I begin with an itch that I need to scratch. You know what that's like. And so I come up with characters who are going through something that they don't really know how they're going to get through it. But the thing is that I give them problems that I know work against their grain. So, because we always avoid that. And so I deliberately do that. So I wanted to make Robin someone, for the most part, who's very vulnerable, who, at least in Waiting to Exhale, that she's gullible because she wants to believe the best. She believes that people are basically good, which for the most part I believe too, but she didn't have much luck running into the guys that do. And she, she wants a husband, she wants to be happy and all that. She did all the right things, went to college and everything, but as they say in real life, shit happens. Things did not go her way. And I believe that, I like to create characters so that whatever it is that they think they want or that they think they need, they can't have it unless they work for it. And they have to either overcome something, even if it's a character defect that they may be avoiding, but they have to do something in order to get over that hurdle, which is what I find true for all of us.
Yeah, that's what good fiction is made of. What were the surprises for you? In any project, any writing project I always start out thinking, I know where I'm going with the characters, and they tell me, no, you don't. And they tell me where we're going. What were the surprises for you?
I never know where the story is going. I really don't, because I believe in turning the story over to my characters, which is one of the reasons why I use the language that I use. I let them tell it in their voices, and I stay out of it. So all I do is basically, I come up with their character, with their personalities to some extent, and what problems that usually the problems that I give them are things that are disturbing to me, that based on observations or whatever. And so in this case, most cases, I just put the hurdles in front of them, and based on their personality and the traits that I sort of know that they have, and what their limitations are, watch and see how they handle. I mean, I get to play God in a way because I create the problems that they have to face. But in this case, I really thought that Savannah, my girlfriends, we fell in love with old Isaac, and we were like, girl, don't get that man up. But I was like, it's fiction. And I thought that she might work a little harder and that they might stay together. I sort of wanted them to stay together. And I was a little annoyed.
Okay, so that was a surprise.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there were quite a few of them. A lot of things that happened that I just did not expect. But they made sense. It wasn't just because I felt like being cute. I don't do that.
How did the book change you?
The book changed me because when I first embarked on this story, it was after having gone through my divorce, and I still was ready to run over my ex-husband and back it up. But, you know, thousands of dollars legal fees later, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I looked up and I realized, you know what? Has it been 3 years? And I was like so bitter and still angry. And then I realized, I think I'm the only one. You know, and not only that, but I was holding on to so much. You know, the anger and the bitterness got comfortable. It was my new reality, and I was like staying there. And then one night, I'm not kidding you, I woke up in the middle of the night. I had like this dream, and I said, "Girl, you better get your butt back to happy." And then I said, "Shh, I have to tell a story." And that's how I came up with the title. But I ended up before I actually started the story itself, I ended up realizing how many women out here that I either know or have known or have observed were really still, some women never recover. And they stay there forever, bitter. And I just realized how high the price is for that. And not only that, but what really happened in real life, I won my lawsuit against Jonathan, and not his lawyer, but against him, because I sued him because he and his lawyer tried to extort money from me, and they did a whole lot of things to try to ruin my reputation, and they accused me of being homophobic, which I was not and am not. I called him a name, but I was not homophobic, and I resented it. And there are a lot of lies on the internet about me, so bottom line is I won. And I could have ruined his life. I could have, literally, had I gone to trial, I could have ruined his life. And it hit me that I didn't want to ruin his life. And also, I just felt like all the anger, all of it. And I was in a parking lot at a grocery store, and my lawyer called and told me this. And like, Terry, you can destroy him now. And I said, this is over. I'm not doing this. I don't want to destroy him. I don't want to ruin his life. And I just felt free. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but I didn't hate him anymore. I was trying to remember why I hated him anyway. And I didn't hate him because he was gay. That was not it. But anyway, the long and short of it is that I ended up calling him and telling him that I'm not doing this and you're free. He couldn't believe it. And I said, and guess what, I am too. And for some reason, by the time I put my groceries in the back seat and got home, I got my center back. And but the thing is that also they say that the sign of the truly powerful is when they choose not to exercise it. And that is what made me want to tell this story, but I didn't want it to be just my story. But I know there are millions of women out here, and men, who have been betrayed, who have been deceived. They write songs about it. And, you know, there are women out here who, and plus I was like, I don't know, I was 50-some years old. And I was thinking, you know what? I have to start my life over. You know, I mean, I had to start over. My son left home, graduated from college, my cat died, dog died. I was like, damn. I'm starting with a clean slate here. But the thing is that it didn't frighten me. And I said, you know what? I can do anything I want to do. Anytime I want to. I can run through my house naked. And nobody will see me. Etc., etc., etc. But that's writing the book.
But it sounds like the change came before. The change allowed you to write the book.
Well, but all the stories aren't my stories. To be very honest with you, I don't know where that line of demarcation is. Some of it actually, I'll put it this way, what happened during the writing of this book was I'll just say, what I did was decided to remember and cherish how many years that the love that I shared with this man, how good it was. And to hell with all bullshit. And that's what I think I chose to remember, because that lingers and it's healthy. But all the other stuff, and I never, a lot of people don't know how to forgive. And I never thought that I would ever forgive. And in telling this story, that was one of the things that I learned to do.
So it's about healing as well.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And realizing that you still have a life, you know, with or without your man or husband, or when your child leaves home, and life is not over at 55. It's not. And there's still a lot to do. But first you have to take care of yourself.
We're both women of a certain age. And we talked about the joys of the other side of 50. And you've talked about some of the joys for your characters. What are one or two joys? And we talked, you know,
You said
about
one or two
the surprises. We talked about some of the good things about being in this place.
What?
Over 50.
What?
Oh, you know.